22 U.S. governors sending a letter to the White House demanding President Biden immediately scrap his student loan bailout plan. That cancels at least $10,000 in debt for millions of federal borrowers and $20,000 for those with Pell Grants. The governors say they, quote, fundamentally oppose Biden's plan to force American taxpayers to pay off the student loan debt of an elite few, end quote. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts among them, and he joins me now. Governor, great to be with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's dig right into this issue. A lot of Americans are very upset about this, feeling that their costs and taxes are going to go up so that President Biden could give some elites and people who have higher degrees in education handouts of $10,000 and $20,000.
Yeah, Jackie, you're exactly right. Only about 16 to 17% of Americans have a student loan. And if you look at the breakout by income, the top 20% of earners have about $3 of student loan for every dollar in the bottom 20%. So basically you're saying the majority of Americans, hourly workers, blue-collar workers, are going to pay for basically the bailout of these student loans for people who have generally higher degrees. Again, if you've got $50,000 in debt, you've probably got a master's degree or advanced degree. You could be a lawyer, doctor, professor. So we've got, hourly workers bailing out doctors, lawyers, professors. It's just fundamentally unfair. And frankly, the president doesn't even have the authority to do this.
And a lot of people are focusing on inflation with the CPI number out this week. It didn't go down as much as Wall Street was expecting. Still 8.3%, still at these 40-year highs, Governor. People are really struggling to work this inflation into their budget at a time when the White House continues to spend. So you've got the so-called Inflation Reduction Act was $739 billion, and then the wiping out of the student loans. We're not exactly sure what that could cost. It could be about $500 billion. So that may not even be factored in here. And the Congressional Budget Office has found that the plan would actually wipe out any deficit reduction from the Inflation Reduction Act, which is what the White House was touting.
Yeah, you're exactly right again there. So you can trace inflation starting to when the Democrats passed their partisan stimulus bill, which frankly we didn't need. And that's when we started seeing inflation going up. And now we've had 5 months in a row where it's been over 8%, which there's nothing more corrosive to a family's budget than this inflation. And now the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act is not going to, the deficit reduction of that wouldn't even come in for years. And now they've wiped it out with, you said $500 billion. The governor's estimated $600 billion in additional debt. And again, you're not forgiving debt. You're just basically you're spending more money to pay off these student loans. You're spending more money in this so-called Inflation Reduction Act. This runaway federal spending is exactly what's driving inflation. When you pump so much money into the economy, this is what is causing prices to go up, and it hurts our working families.
And Governor, what economists are worried about is that the inflation has become embedded in the economy, and it's going to become even more difficult to fight. So you've got families who are struggling. You even have U.S. Army service members, and the Army is advising them to, if they're struggling, to apply for food stamps to fight inflation. You also have local and state governments issuing more stimulus checks to those who are struggling to deal with inflation within their budgets as well. And so the problem with this spending that we've seen over the course of the last 19 months or so is that it just keeps feeding on itself. The higher inflation stays for the longer period of time, the more help people need, and the checks keep coming.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Here at the state of Nebraska, for example, we've had to raise the salaries of some of our 24-hour workers, whether they're in healthcare or in the corrections field, by 20%. Well, that's just going to continue to drive inflation. Congress is negotiating pay increases for our soldiers. They're talking 4.5%. That's not going to keep up with inflation. And frankly, they're already way behind in their recruiting for the Army. So, we're going to see that employers are going to have to pay more. And while the Fed has been selling this, we're going to be able to take care of inflation by bringing up interest rates to a very nominal level, they're wrong.
My thanks to you, Governor Pete Ricketts. Great to see you. Thank you.